Hello, LCPS middle school art teachers. I am Bethany Teal. I teach art at Brambleton Middle School. And for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to be talking to you about the LCPS art curriculum and alignment updates for 2021. A few middle school art teachers worked over the summer this year to look over the curriculum and its alignment and make some small changes and additions for the 8th grade 3D curriculum. And you can see who the following people were that worked together in this team.
The structure of the LCPS art curriculum and alignments document is that of the National Art Standards. We have 11 SOAs, or Standards of Achievement, shared by all levels that increase in complexity each year. The LCPS art curriculum and alignments has been expanded to align with the Virginia Visual Arts Standards, as well as additional concepts and skills that we think are important for our students. Finally, the LCPS art curriculum and alignments also includes the LCPS 5 C's: create, contribute, communicate, critical thinking, and collaborator, as well as embraces the culturally responsive framework.
So let's take a look here and just break down what these different parts of the curriculum document mean. So first, we have 4 strands in the LCPS art curriculum. The strands are create, present, respond, and connect. So when you look over the document, you're going to see for each grade, the different strands are presented in different colors. So that'll make it easier for you to understand what you're looking at. The standards are conceive, develop, produce, organize, curate, communicate, perceive, reflect, evaluate, relate, and reconcile. So there are 11 standards of achievement. These are the SOAs that are going to be uploaded into Phoenix so that you could attach them to assessments. The targets are grade specific. So if we look back here, we've got our strand, we have our standard, and then down here, we have our target. So this is where it gets grade specific. It focuses on a broad skill or concept. And then we get more, kind of like fine tune a little bit more with our indicators, which are listed underneath the targets. And the indicators are more like examples of ways that students can accomplish their goals. These allow for differentiation and just really provide just some options. So you can think of it like a buffet. You can pick and choose which things you'd like to do. You do not need to feel at any time that you are expected to teach all of the indicators. So during any year, you should, as a teacher, make sure that you are touching upon all 11 standards of achievement, okay, those 11 SOAs, but you should not feel that you need to hit all of the targets and indicators. Okay, so let's continue. So these 4 strands, we know we as art teachers probably tend to spend most of our time in the create strand, and that's okay. So what the purpose of the curriculum document is to also just remind us that responding, presenting, and connecting are still important parts of the art curriculum. So we just need to make sure that we're not neglecting them. It doesn't mean that each part needs to get a certain percentage of your time or be a certain percentage of your assessments. Okay, so now I'm going to show you where a bunch of resources are for you, including the updated art curriculum, and then we'll look at how we can actually use the art curriculum in our teaching and assessments. All right, so first, to find the updates, you're going to go into Schoology, and you're going to go to Schoology Groups. Now, if you have been teaching in the county previously, last year, you should already be a member of the LCPS Middle School Art Teacher Exchange. And so you will click on that group there. Now, if you are not currently a member of that group, you're going to want to get the group code and join the group. All right, so I'm going to click on that, and in the exchange group at the very top of the resources, okay, again, click on resources here. At the very top, the first resource folder will be your updated curriculum. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Okay, and this final document is going to show you the curriculum for grades 6, 7, 8, and now 8th grade 3D, which is new. This is these are updates then to the past year's curriculums, because in the past we did not have any differentiation between the curriculum for 8th grade and 8th grade 3D. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and let this open up. And we'll just quickly take a look at it together, and I'll just explain how you can find what you need here. So first, along the bottom of your screen, you're going to see that it tells you the grade level, and then whether it is the create, present, respond, or connect strand. Okay, so if you are 6th grade, teaching 6th grade, you'll want to make sure that you read over the 6th grade ones, but also maybe look ahead and see what is different about 7th and 8th grade. Okay, and then if you keep going further, let me move this up here. If you keep moving further, you will see it does get into 8th grade 3D at the end as well. Let's take a quick peek at 8th grade 3D so I can point out what is different. And let me zoom in here a bit for you. And I'm going to suggest that you zoom in yourself too when you are looking at this document. All right, so for 8th grade 3D, everything that is new and added on top of what was in the 8th grade curriculum is in blue. So if you are teaching 8th grade 3D, maybe just make sure to see what is different. This will give you some ideas of different kinds of learning experiences you could provide for your students. Also notice that we have columns here for the National Visual Arts Standards. This just shows you how the LCPS targets are aligning with the national standards. Same for the Virginia SOLs. You'll see when you see something in that column too, you'll see that that is aligning with the Virginia state SOLs. So just to be clear again, no one is expected to teach and assess all of the targets that you see in this document. What is most important is that you are reaching all 11 SOAs sometime during the school year. And again, those are the 11 standard of achievements that you see up at the very top here. Okay, so these standard of achievements are what will be loaded into Phoenix along with the alignments to the National Visual Arts Standards. And I'm sure as time goes on, they will figure out more with how to maybe add some of these into Schoology as well, but that is just still to be determined. We will probably find out more about what is expected in terms of connecting in Phoenix to the standards. And, you know, really, I think for now, our goal as teachers should be just to make sure that we are covering and hitting all of those things at some time during the school year. So let's go back now and take a look at ways that we can use the LCPS art curriculum and alignments in our teaching. There's really 3 ways that we can use this: inspiration, a guide to creative process, and to link to assessments. So first, for inspiration, you can really use this document as a way to gather ideas for things that you can teach, age-appropriate skills and concepts, and just maybe just get some ideas of ways that you can meet those SOAs. Guide to creative process. This is the one that resonates the most personally with me. This curriculum is a resource for all areas of art making, not just the ideation and production of art. So you got to ask yourself throughout your teaching, are you including all 4 strands in your instruction? And I know, I myself sometimes tend to spend more time on the creation part, and that's okay as long as I also make sure that I work with the other 4 strands as well. So, again, just using this as a guide to kind of check ourselves and make sure that we are covering everything. And then finally, as a link to assessments, as I mentioned, the SOAs and alignments will be loaded into Phoenix eventually. So lastly, as we wrap up this video, I do want to share some more resources that are currently in the middle school art teacher exchange group and tell you a little bit about what will eventually be coming into this group. So the teachers who worked over the summer on building curriculum, we came up with an example of a scope and sequence for grades 6, 7, 8, and 8th grade 3D that we will eventually get added to the resources here. Again, those are just example scope and sequences. You do not need to use them, but you could use them just as an example, if nothing else. And we've also imported many of our successful lessons for all grades, including 8th grade 3D. And we're going to be adding those lessons to this exchange group later on in the summer. So right now, you will see there already are some lessons that have been added to these folders down below. And this is a space where everyone can add their own successful lessons and share their lessons with their peers. You should not feel that your lesson needs to be like perfect and that everything is included. You can share whatever you have. If it worked for you, it might work for others as well. One more resource that will soon be added to the resources of the exchange group is a list of LCPS art vocabulary, media, skills, and concepts by grade level. And you will see how these really build from grades K through 8. The art team looked these over this summer and added more to them. And it can really, I'm sure, serve as an inspiration to others as you're looking for ideas of things to use, vocabulary to incorporate, etc. Okay, so finally, as we wrap up this presentation and get you into your exploration of the curriculum, I want to read to you something that Julie stated to me, and I hope that this will help alleviate any anxiety you may have about the LCPS art curriculum. She said, "While it is important to cover all 11 SOAs, the LCPS art curriculum was never meant to be taught in its entirety." She calls it a buffet of options. Teachers pick the ones that resonate. The supporting indicators guide and spark ideas for teachers as they develop meaningful instruction to move students through the creative process. Teachers might have other activities or skills that they work into instruction that would also fit perfectly under the 11 SOAs too. And that is great. The curriculum is not limiting, it's a launching point. So keep that in mind this school year and keep that in mind today as you look over the curriculum, engage with it, and work through this wonderful Art PD Day. Bye and have a wonderful school year.